Hello, it's my last couple of days staying on my friend's farm in Cambridgeshire before I head to the Midlands for a family event. And I just thought I'd show you a couple more paintings I've done while I've been here. I showed this photo which I took on the farm in my last video, along with this quick sketchbook painting which I based on it. I did like the idea of trying to paint this scene again, but using a different colour scheme. In between these two paintings though, I had gone at the weekend to watch one of my friends do a skydive, and somehow I'd got talked into joining in, so with about half an hour's notice, I was jumping out of a plane at 10,000 feet up. It was enormous fun and I had a nice soft landing. So here's the farm scene which I showed, sketched out in pencil. It's just the simple outlines. This time round though I used a very different colour palette, and here I've put in the basic watercolour layer. I'll show you which watercolours and other media I use later on. I want a more stylised look for this painting, so I add charcoal pencil at the boundaries and start to add some Faber-Castell gelatos and tempera sticks. And here I've just continued to add the gelatos and tempera sticks and built up the blending with them. Here's my finished picture. I'd added some more colour and also some more details with charcoal pencil. I find it quite hard to break out of the mould of using fairly realistic colours, and so I was actually quite pleased with how this one turned out. And here are the mediums and colours which I used. And this is a Talens Art Creations sketchbook. Over the last couple of days I've also had more opportunities to go out and about around the farm, and while my friend's been taking care of jobs, I've been able to take some nice photos, which hopefully I'll get some sketches done of in the future. The barley in the evening sunlight was absolutely gorgeous. So this morning I've come out to the front garden of the farmhouse again, and this time instead of sketching the farmhouse, I'm facing the view. And here's the blanket where I'm sketching from. And then I notice Blitz the farm dog waiting patiently for me to throw a stick for her. I just start off with another very quick 30-second or so sketch. I've cropped down the view quite a bit and I'm not including any horses because I'm a bit scared to try them. So I start with painting some fairly light watercolour washes over the largest areas. Here I used Holbein Verditer for the sky, Mindy Green by Isaro for the backfields, and then for the front fields I used A. Gallo's Fig Green mixed with ultramarine blue. And then I carry on with some of the smaller details in watercolour. I get a bit nervous about the picture at this point because I realise that the majority of the picture is just green, and I'm hoping that I can get enough variety in there. This is the part I'm painting, minus the horse and the fence. A little more contrast with watercolour. And then I start to put in more details with coloured pencils. You can see the lines in the fields, and I put a lot more detail in the two major trees. And I also tried to add more interesting textures to the hedgerows and foreground. Blitz is very good company. So here's my finished picture. As well as adding more pencil details, I also include a couple of Faber-Castell gelatos and a tempera paint stick. These opaque mediums are particularly useful for adding things like bits of the sky peeking through the trees. And here are the mediums which I used. While I was writing out the paint names, I thought it was quite funny because I noticed that every single paint is from a different brand. This wasn't intentional, these just genuinely happen to be my favourite paints of these specific colours. Overall then, I was happy enough with the finished picture. When I've been working with a lot of greens, I've been trying to keep the painting a little bit lighter because I was finding that quite a few of my pictures got a bit heavy and I was using the paint quite heavy-handedly in order to get the contrast with the darkest areas. I feel like I made a bit of progress with respect to this anyway. And here's a still shot of the materials which I used again, in case you want to zoom in. I'll put links to everything in the description box down below anyway. Thanks ever so much to everybody for watching, and welcome to new subscribers. It's really nice to have you here. This is a slightly different format to my regular videos because I'm not at home at the moment. Bye!